Yeah, 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 yeah. Mystic Matt turning fives to stacks. Hurricane Beps rolling like tracks. Doubters gonna hate, but the cheddar's fat. UFC nights turning pennies to racks. Spread too wide, Vegas holding the breath. Props and parlays betting like nothing left. Pull the underdog moves like a chess grandmaster. Break the bank, they'll respect you faster. Cheddar change, mystic rearrange. Dollar bills from change, bets ain't strange. Critics might scoff, they don't know the range. Mystic Matt cashing in, pocket feels strange. $5, $10, pocket rocket. Fight night knowledge, stacking ticket. Vegas odds shaking, they can pick it. Mystic Matt, every win a ticket. Cash coming in, steady river flow. Count it out, often doubters laying low. Parlay stacked, high pro, gamma show. Mystic's foresight, bets overflow. Cheddar change, mystic rearrange. Dollar bills from change, bets ain't strange. Critics might scoff, they don't know the range. Mystic Matt cashing in, pocket feels strange.
And what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Golden Octagon. My name is Matt, and welcome to my Friday post-weigh-in betting show, changed to Cheddar. I don't know what that intro was. I apologize, you guys. I am out of it because this is not the time that I normally do this show. I normally do this show at 10 p.m. East Coast time, but I saw about 6 hours early. But a lot of you know that tomorrow is my birthday, so my fiance wants to take me out and, do some things tonight. So I will not be free tonight to do Change of Cheddar, but I'm not going to let you guys down just because it's my birthday. Don't mean I'm not going to be here doing the show. So I appreciate you guys for a birthday gift to me. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy if you don't mind. But if you guys don't know what today's show is about, we're going to go through the weigh-ins, prelims, all the way up to main event. I'm going to let you know my reads and opinions on all the fights. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to give you my parlays for this week. And we are on the third week of a step challenge. I'm going to call it stairs challenge because we don't say the other word around here. Before we get into it, let's shout out the chat. What's going on, Lush? Another Golden Friday with the boys. I'm sorry I've been missing in action. This new sleep schedule is killing you, boy. Well, Lush, I appreciate you stopping by here today, my guy. Yeah, we missed you in here. Having Lush Lomain really helps out, but glad to see you in here, my guy. We got Daniel Aker in here with the LFG. We got Sugar Sharp with the A. We got Daniel Aker. Happy early birthday, brother. I hope it's a great weekend. I hope so, too. Hopefully, I can hit a sick parlay this weekend for my birthday. We got Aaron in here with the happy birthday. I appreciate you, Aaron. Thank you. Thank you all very much. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. First, I guess, note of the day is this fight is off between Bernardo Sopai and Ricky Tercios. Both fighters made weight, but yeah, I guess after they made weight, Ricky Tercios had some health issues, so the fight is now canceled. Upsetting because I was pretty high on Bernardo Sopai this week, and it was in a few of the parlays that I plan on sharing with you guys. So had to cook up a different one up to share with you guys this afternoon. So that's the first note. So move on to our first actual fight of the night, being No Mess Melissa Mullins taking on Claudia Segula. I believe that's how you say it. Currently, odds for this fight minus 258 for No Mess Melissa Mullins, and Claudia Segula is plus 210. Over under on this one is set at 2.5. Over 2.5 minus 250, under 2.5 plus 190. This one is kind of one that I just kind of have a lean on. I've seen No Mess Melissa Mullins in the UFC, and she didn't look awful. As where with Claudia Segula, this is kind of a wait and see spot for me. From what I can find, she's got okay footwork, but she doesn't look like the most polished fighter in the world. And truly, I believe Melissa Mullins can get up, can get in on her, and just be more physical with her. So I am going Melissa Mullins to win this fight via decision. And that's pretty much it. I'm not spending too much time on that one. Next fight of the night, we got Tresean Gore taking on Antonio Trocali. I almost called him Anthony. So Tresean Gore is currently the favorite, minus 180, and Antonio Trocali plus 150, your underdog. The over-under on this one is set at 2.5, over 2.5, plus 105, under 2.5, minus 135. This is one where I've kind of been going back and forth on it. Not going to lie, I picked Antonio Trocali earlier in the week on the podcast, and I really don't want to pick flip because I do like the giant size advantage that he has. And personally, I just don't really think Tresean Gore is, I don't want to say he's a bad fighter, but I'm not sure he's UFC level. But that being said, on the other side, Antonio Trocali, not sure of that either. We did see him kind of last a little bit on super short notice against Bullet, which makes me think that this fight is probably going to go a little bit longer. So my play for this fight is I think this fight's going to start in the third round. But yeah, let me stick with my pick. Let me give me Antonio Trocali to win this fight via decision. Am I going to be wrong on that one? It's a very high chance, but give me that fight to start round 3 for my play for the fight, I guess. Moving on, we got this one. This one's a good fight. Both fighters came in shape. They both looked really good, and I'm excited to see this fight, to be honest. And I know me and D-Rose are split this week on the pick champ for this one. So we've got Cody, the Spartan Stamen, plus 215, the underdog. Damon, the Monster Blackshear, is minus 265, the favorite. The over-under on this one is set at 2.5. Over 2.5, minus 395. The under 2.5 is plus 280. This one's one where I said me and D-Rose are split on this one. He's actually picking Cody Stamen, and I am on Damon, the Monster Blackshear here. And it's just mostly because Damon's the bigger guy. I've seen him in more competitive fights with really good UFC fighters recently, and I've seen Cody Stamen just stick his neck and get submitted multiple times now. So both fighters, as I said, look in good shape, so I do think this is going to end up being a rather competitive fight. My lean earlier in the week was Damon the Monster Blackshear by second round submission. And I still think it could happen just because Cody Stamen just loves getting submitted. I don't know why, but being both fighters are in really good shape, I'm thinking both fighters they're going to be safe, and I'm thinking this probably ends up going to decision now. But give me Damon the Monster to stuff the takedowns, and if he does get taken down, give me him to sweep and get on top and implement his game plan. So yeah, give me Damon Blackshear. Let's go. Let's just move it back a little bit. Let's go Damon the Monster Blackshear via third round submission. That's where I'm going. Tough one, but I am going Damon Blackshear there. This is one that I am a fan of right here. We got Semi the Jedi, Matthew Simmelsberger, taking on Chuck Buffalo, Charlie Radke. And, Semi the Jedi up there just looking huge as he always does, as we're Chuck Buffalo doing what Chuck Buffalo does with the double birds there. I'm a big fan of the size advantage that Semi the Jedi has over Chuck Buffalo. And if you've watched the channel here for a while, you know that I'm a fan of Semi the Jedi. For some reason, I have an absolute fandom for this guy. And it's probably because in every single one of his fights, he drops his opponent. And it's usually more than once. So even though he does go on to lose sometimes, he has so much power in his hands. At any point, he can knock anyone out. So maybe it's just my bias here, but I am going Semi the Jedi, Matthew Simmelsberger, and I am going for him to knock out Charlie Radke. And I'm going to say he does it in the second round. But I don't really like Chuck Buffalo that much. I know a lot of people like him, but I don't know. Not my kind of guy, if you will. So with that being said, let's go Semi the Jedi to knock out Chuck Buffalo. Up next, we have another weight miss. We have Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos taking on Zachary Scoggins. Zachary Scoggins did miss weight at 174. That is a 3-pound weight miss over the allowable 1 extra pound there. Currently odds for this fight, minus 850 for Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos, as Zachary Scoggins is plus 575. Over under on this one is set at 2.5. Over 2.5, plus 135. The under 2.5 is minus 175. Yeah, this is one where don't really think Zach is UFC level competition, and he's going to get beat up pretty bad against Elijah Zaleski dos Santos. What I'm thinking is he's able to get out of that first round, but at some point in the second round, Elijah Zaleski dos Santos knocks him out. But I don't even think we have odds to bet Zaleski via knockout, at least not on DraftKings or FanDuel. So I am going Elijah Zaleski dos Santos. Let's go second round knockout over Zachary Scoggins. Moving on to the next fight, we've got Gaston Bolaños taking on Cortavius. Are you not entertained, Ramius? So the dream killer, Gaston Bolaños, is plus 180, the underdog. Cortavius Ramius is minus 218, your favorite. The over-under on this one is set at 1.5. Over 1.5 minus 165. The under 1.5 is plus 130. Yeah, I was high on Cortavius Ramius earlier in the week, but after seeing weigh-ins, I got to be honest, I've lost a little bit of confidence just because of the size disadvantage that he is going to have here. So, fun fighter. Going to be a lot of takedown attempts, I guess. That's what I'm going to guess that he needs to do to be Gaston Bolaños. But man, I don't feel as confident in it because I think that this could go to some kind of sketchy split decision, and it's going to end up maybe going a way that we don't want it to. So I really love this fight to start round 2. I love this fight to start round 3. I'm going to stick with my pick. Give me Cortavius Ramius to win via decision. I hope it happens, but yeah, that's my pick. Cortavius Ramius to win via decision. Moving on to the next fight, we have Karolina Kowalkiewicz taking on Denise D. Gomes, and the odds for this one are just, Jesus, what are we doing here? Karolina Kowalkiewicz plus 390, the underdog. Denise D. Gomes minus 520, your favorite, and it is not without reason. Over under on this one is set at 2.5. Over 2.5 minus 270. The under 2.5 is plus 200. And yeah, lots of people love Karolina. You know, how could you not? She's, you know, a vet in the game. You know, been around a while. She's tough. Don't really get finished that often. But this week she's going to be taking on someone that I don't think she's ever been hit by anyone as hard as D. Gomes. And, you know, this is women's MMA, and not a lot of women have that one-shot knockout power like D. Gomes does. And, you know, she's not the biggest girl in the world. She's basically the new age Jessica Andrade, if you will. She just has this thunderous power where she just touches these girls and they don't want any more. So truly what I see happening here is in the first round, D. Gomes just maybe landing 2 or 3 hooks, and we see Karolina kind of backing up, shying away, just realizing that, man, I'm too old to be in here doing this. So we're going to see a first round TKO, pretty much ref stoppage on the fence just because Karolina isn't fighting back. So first round knockout for Denise D. Gomes. Moving on to the next one, we got Mansur Abdul Malik taking on Dusko Todorovic. Yeah, this is one I'm not spending a lot of time on. Dusko Todorovic gets knocked out quite often. And look at the size of Mansur here. So, yeah, I'm not overthinking this one. Mansur, round 1 knockout, just because Dusko Todorovic is probably right behind Johnny Walker, the second most comical knockout that you'll see in the UFC. I don't know why. It's just when he gets knocked out, it just looks so funny. And I'm not one to make fun of fighters getting knocked out, but you're just like, what happened? So give me Mansur Abdul Malik. Probably first round knockout there. Here we go. Moving on to the next fight. We've got Luana Pinheiro taking on Jillian Robertson. Luana Pinheiro plus 310. Jillian Robertson minus 395. Over under on this one is set at 2.5. Over 2.5 plus 124. The under 2.5 is minus 160. And this is one where I do have some thoughts on. Personal thought is Luana Pinheiro likes being in the camera more than she likes being a fighter. She gasses, and if she don't finish it in the first round, she's probably not going to win. And I've been a hater on her for a while, ever since the Randa Marcos fight. Ever since the Randa Marcos fight, when she absolutely gave up after being, pushed away in the face. So yeah, I got this fight going to the second round. I got Luana Pinheiro absolutely gassing after the first, and I listened to a Dean Thomas interview this week, and he said that Jillian Robertson is coming for that neck, so she already knows what's happening. So give me Jillian Robertson second round submission here, and I truly don't think it goes any other way. And yeah, I'm almost confident enough to just straight bet that, to be honest. We got Austin in here. What's up, everyone? Nearly missed the stream. It's all right, Austin. It's all right. Had to start a little bit earlier. Got some plans tonight. Because going to be busy tomorrow. So we'll move on to the co-main event, where we have Reinier de Ridder taking on GM3 Gerald Meerschaert. This is the UFC debut for Reinier de Ridder, and man, he is a big guy. Former one championship, double champion, but he did lose his last fight after kind of gassing out. Not the best look, to be honest, especially if you're going up against someone that's their game, is to gas you out and play on the ground. That is GM3. So this is going to be a fun fight for the culture, as I always do. I do have a straight bet GM3 sub round 2 or 3. It's at plus 1,000 right now. I did put $5 on it, $5 to win 50, just because that's what GM3 does. But my official pick for this fight, I should let you guys know the odds. GM3 is currently plus 250. The underdog, Reinier de Ridder, is minus 310, your favorite. Over-under on this one is set at 2.5. Over 2.5 is plus 100. Under 2.5, minus 130. My official pick for this fight will be Reinier de Ridder. I like 3 or decision, but probably go to decision just because GM3 is, man, he's a tough guy, and I think he can last that first round. If it goes past the first round, it probably goes to decision unless GM3 is able to, just scoop him up there in the third and get the sub somewhere. We got Antoine here. Yo, what's up, homies? I hope y'all are having blessed. Hope y'all are blessed. Yeah, having a good day, Antoine. I appreciate you stopping by here tonight, my guy. So it is main event time. Neil, the Haitian sensation Magny, taking on the, I believe it's the Nightmare, Carlos Prates. And man, odds for this fight, plus 550 for Neil Magny and minus 800 for Carlos Prates. Over under on this one is set at 2.5. Over 2.5 is plus 160. Under 2.5 is minus 210. Yeah, this is one where I don't even know how you bet it. You have to bet a prop here. You can't even bet this Carlos Prates straight, because what are you going to do? I mean, Carlos Prates wins this fight 95% of the time. He's got all the tools to give Neil Magny problems. Ferocious leg kicks, got power, plays at distance. And, I would say, I guess Neil Magny's path to victory would be playing the clinch. But, dude's got Muay Thai tattooed across his chest. So if you know anything about Muay Thai, they do have a nasty clinch game there too. So I don't even think Neil Magny should even be trying to play his clinch game here. So I do got this fight, to go into the second round, third round maybe. But I do think that Carlos Prates does end up knocking out Neil Magny sometime in that round 2, round 3 range there. Because he does, kind of take off the first round just to see what you're going to do, and then kind of really puts his foot on the gas there in the second round. So give me Carlos Prates to win this fight. Let's go round 3 knockout. So with that being said, that was all my picks for the fights. We'll go through it one more time if you missed it, or if you were just now stopping in here. I'm going no mess, Melissa Mullins, 3 or decision there. We've got this fight. Give me Antonio Tricali to win via decision. Damon Blackshear versus Cody Stamen. I am going Damon Blackshear via third round submission there. Charlie Radke versus Matthew Semi the Jedi Simmelsberger. I am going Semi the Jedi via second round knockout. Next one, we've got Elijah Zaleski dos Santos taking on Zach Scoggins. Give me Zaleski, second round knockout there. This one, don't feel great about it. Of Cortavious, are you not entertained? Ramius taking on the Dream Killer, Gaston Bolaños. I am going Cortavious. Are you not entertained? Ramius to win this fight via decision. Denise D. Gomes versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Give me D. Gomes to win via first round knockout. Dusko Todorovic taking on Mansour Abdul Malik. Give me Mansour Abdul Malik first round knockout. Jillian Robertson via versus Luana Pinheiro. This is one where I don't think it goes any other way than Jillian Robertson's second round submission. We've got Rainier de Ridder taking on GM3 Gerald Meerschaert. Give me Rainier de Ridder to win this fight via decision. And then the Haitian sensation, Neil Magny taking on Carlos Prates. Give me Carlos Prates. Give me third round knockout. I think that's the way I'm going. Second or third, one of the two. But yeah, so with that being said, if you that was all my picks for the card, and let's get into the picks. The parlays. So let me start off like this. If you've been following the past two Fight Night cards, we did have a little step challenge going. So we did turn 10 to 20 with this parlay. I think it was 3 weeks ago now, and then we had a pay-per-view. And then this past week, we turned that 20 to 47. So now this week, we are doing the 40 to 80. And if we hit this one, I'll actually put it together a graphic next week to show you guys the final goal. But I think it's going to be 1,000. Probably 1,000 is going to be the goal, because I'm not going to bet that much money on a fist fight. So, and especially at plus 100, it is what it is. So I think 500 will be the absolute maximum that we get up there. So we'll do, if we can hit it this week, I'll have the graphic next week to show you guys. So the plus 100 play for this week, well, we're just trying to double up. And, I think it's an easy one this week. It is a two-leg parlay at plus 106. It's Cortavious Ramius versus Gaston Bolaños to start round 2. And then the main event, Neil Magny versus Carlos Prates to start round 2. That's plus 106. And as I said, we turned the 10 to 20 and 20 to 40. So now we're trying to turn the 40 to 80 on this plus 106. So if you've been tailing along the past few weeks now, now's when it starts getting a little sketchy. I don't like betting that much on parlays and fights, because at the end of the day, it's a fist fight. Anything can happen, but I feel pretty confident that both those fights start round 2. So one more time, that's the plus 100-ish this week. And now let's get into the cheddar for the most part. So this week, I have a $10 parlay and two $5. So we'll start off with a $10 one. This is the one that I had to remake after the Bernardo Sopai fight fell off. But I did have him 3-or decision. But so with that being said, this $10 parlay is a plus 1,173 at. So $10 to win $127. We got Melissa Mullins, 3-or decision. We've got Trayshawn Gore versus Antonio Tricali to start round 3. We got Damon Blackshear, 3-or decision, covering ourselves with that round 3 sub there. And we've got Rainier de Ridder, 3-or decision at plus 140. $10 on that will win $127. So that was our $10 one. And now let's move on to our two $5 ones. This one, basically all the finishes that I think could happen this weekend. So we've got Matthew Semi the Jedi Simmelsberger to knock out or submit Charlie Radke. We got Mansour Abdul Malik once again to knock out or submit Dusko Todorovic. Jillian Robertson, KO or sub over Luana Pinheiro, even covering herself for that, those raining down elbows there. We got Denise Gomes to knock out or submit Karolina Kowalkiewicz. And the last leg in that parlay is Carlos Prates to knock out or submit. Probably not going to submit, but to knock out Neil Magny. But we covered ourselves with just the finish, the KO or the sub, in case something wild does happen, that they just get caught in something that they've been practicing on that no one knows. And our biggest one this week is 3 finishes. And probably my most confident plays. We've got Jillian Robertson sub round 2, round 3 over Luana Pinheiro. We've got Denise Gomes round 1, round 2. It don't matter how. She could knock her out or she could submit her, as long as it's in the first 2 rounds. And then lastly, we've got the Carlos Prates KO in round 2, 3, or 4. Those 3 together, $5 on that will win us back $228. So I know not the biggest parlays this week to win the most amount of money, but I guess the props this week, the lines this week are just blown out, and there's just no value. So I still put together what I promise you here on the show, the $10 or less to $100 or more. So those change of cheddar ones are still popping, still getting them done every single week. I can always make something, but are we going to hit it? It depends. But that's going to be the show. One more time, sorry I'm a little bit early this week, but my birthday's tomorrow and I watch fights tomorrow. So my fiance wants to take me out tonight and go do some things. So once again, for a birthday gift to me, please hit that thumbs up button for your boy. But that being said, if you're betting on UFC fights tomorrow, please be careful. Don't be betting more than you can afford to lose, because at the end of the day, it's a fist fight and anything can happen. So hopefully you guys get lucky. You guys can win some bets if you're putting your hard-earned money on this card. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here. Hopefully you guys all have a fantastic Friday evening and you enjoy some fights tomorrow. But with that being said, as always, you guys stay safe and you guys have a good weekend, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.